The atmosphere of the Weber Cup is unbelievable, unmatched anywhere in bowling.
The last 5 years when I've been here, it's been so special.
Anytime you get to represent your country, it's a special feeling.
It means a lot to everybody. They want to just get that trophy home.
I want to take care of business. Europe is a tough squad, we're a tough squad.
This is the time, you know, to beat the Americans and beat them pretty well.
I'm ready to kick some US ass today.
The Weber Cup is not to be missed.
Hello and welcome to the biggest event in Team Tempin. It's the Weber Cup hosted at the Metrodome in Barnsley. Just one match played so far and the Americans have an early lead. Yes, this is the Metrodome. It is the spiritual home of Team Tempin. Such an exciting competition ahead, and the Americans, who are so dominant in Weber Cup 12, have got off to a great start.
So the traditional Baker game to get things underway in Weber Cup 13. And that is not what Team Europe wanted to see. Again, he's really fishing with that line, and this could be to the benefit of Europe here. No, and again, our second 7-10 split. That's horrible. And that's changed things quite dramatically in this match, and Europe must capitalise on it. Again, he's wide. It's made it back, but left a ring in 10.
And that's the game over, I'm afraid.
It is Team USA that chalk up the first victory.
The sessions are a mixture of singles, doubles and team matches. This one started with a Baker, a team game which America won, and then 5 single clashes. Lots to look forward to, but it's time to meet the players. Osku Palermaa is once again the man to lead Europe into battle. The charismatic captain ended 2011 as the EBT ranking champion and has since become the first two-hander to win a major title when he won the PBA World Championship.
The Weber Cup, well, it's the bowling's Ryder Cup, and it is the most prestigious tournament. We don't bowl for no money at all. We just bowl we bowl for Europe, and the guys bowl for USA. I have a good feeling in my stomach. I think we're gonna come back and victorious this time.
The Moose, Mika Koivuniemi, is arguably the greatest European bowler to ever grace the lanes. He has a bowling title in 12 different countries and added the World Bowling Tour Championship to his ever-growing list of titles.
Our team this year is pretty strong. All 4 of us have won the PBA titles, and that's great accomplishment. I think this is one of the greatest weekend of bowling every year. I always wait to come back here and bowl. It's the best crowd. A lot of bad talking between the players, and it's a great event and everybody likes to win, so that makes it special.
Dominic Barrett isn't just a firm favourite with the fans here in Barnsley, he's also a multiple EBT champion, and in early 2012 won his first PBA title at the Scorpion Open.
There's such a strong competition between the States and the European guys. We talk about it all season, saying how much we're going to beat them, and they say how much they're going to beat us. It's really good banter, and it's something that we look forward to a hell of a lot. Our team's pretty stacked, and looking forward to taking down the States.
Europe's team sheet has one change from last year. Stuart Williams comes in for Weber Cup hero Paul Moore. Williams became the first English player to win a PBA title at the end of 2011 and is hoping for more success against the Americans.
I have only played once. I came in as a late replacement in 2005 when we won. So I haven't lost in the Weber Cup, so that's pretty good. And I had a pretty good record. I think I won 6 or 7 of my games, so I'm looking forward to continuing a pretty good record so far.
But that will be a tough task. The reigning champions are captained by Chris Barnes. 14 PBA titles and earnings in excess of $2 million make him arguably the greatest player the sport has ever seen, and he has his eye on back-to-back titles.
Well, the Weber Cup means a lot to our team. Aside from the fact that I room with Mika on tour and its bragging rights through the year, I'm looking forward to being able to express once again the American dominance over his whole collaboration of Europe to try and keep up with us. So pride, among other things, is a very powerful motivator with our group.
Tommy Jones loves the TV cameras. His first 12 titles came in just 20 TV final appearances, and his record at the Weber Cup is no different. Nicknamed Mr. 300, he's rolled the perfect game 3 times on this single lane, and last year had a 2.99.
The atmosphere of the Weber Cup is unbelievable, unmatched anywhere in bowling.
created a lot of good friendships with people in the crowd. Had some great moments with Bowling 300 games, and looking forward to it. It's something I look forward to every year, and there's just something that comes over me when we get on that lane. I just enjoy it so much that I look forward to it year after year after year.
Last year, Mike Fagan made his debut here in Barnsley. Since then, he's won the USBC Masters, his first major title, and narrowly missed out on a second consecutive major at the US Open. Fagan is on fire.
The win last year was really special, especially because it was up and down. I just didn't know which way it was going to go. We were looking really good for a minute, then we were behind, and then we took a big lead again, and then it ended up coming down to the end. So to square off against Europe's best and bring it back to the US was a nice feeling.
Like Fagan, Bill O'Neill returns to the USA lineup after a promising debut. Spurred on by the team's success, he went on to record 8 top 10 finishes in the 2011-2012 season, and 3 of those came in majors.
Last year was a struggle, I think, for me at the Weber Cup to start. I think I think from Mike and myself, I think we both were battling some nerves a little bit. We didn't really know what to expect. First time I ever bowled in the Metrodome here on the one lane, so it was a struggle. But I think towards the end, the last half of the event, I started to bowl really well, and I started to get a lot of confidence. So hopefully I can carry that into this year's tournament. I think it's going to be very tough for us to retain the title. I think there are European sides out for blood this year. I think it's going to be a good time, but I think we're going to handle ourselves just fine.
2 evenly matched teams, both desperate for success in this action-packed format. The Weber Cup is the best of 33 matches played over 5 sessions. A point is awarded for a win, so the first team to a tally of 17 points are champions. The matches are a combination of singles, doubles and the Baker, which is when all 4 members of the team take to the lane. To make things even more interesting, there's also the captain's pick, which is a singles match where the 2 bowlers are picked by the opposing team captain. Time to get our next match underway. Let's hand over to your commentators, Cass Edwards and Simon Golding.
My goodness me, what a mouth-watering prospect this one is. Mika Koivuniemi for Team Europe, up against Mike Fagan. And Cass Edwards alongside me in the commentary booth. 2 greater players you couldn't expect to see up on the lane at the moment.
My mouth waters, Simon. These two, they're like the 2 top players in the world at the moment.
And literally on the WTBA rankings, this man at 1, Fagan at 2. And interesting to see how those World Tour rankings will develop over future years. But fantastic to see some accountability, as it were, for the players as they play their international 10-pin bowling.
The world of international 10-pin bowling has really opened up wide in the last 12 to 15 months with the World Tour, which means that players from the United States, Europe, Asia and the Far East all play in the same tournaments, held all around the world. And as you mentioned, Mika is the #1 ranked player just at the moment, crossing the head pin, leaving the standing 6-pin up there. And his opponent, Mike Fagan, is ranked #2. So on paper, we're going to say that these are the top 2 players in the world going head-to-head over 10 frames.
Yeah, the cream of the crop up against each other in Game 2 here at Weber Cup 13. USA chalking up the first point after that Baker win. And out comes the spare ball a little too early, I think, for Koivuniemi's liking. He hasn't looked comfortable, I have to say, on this single show lane. And I think it's just going to take a little bit of time for him to get used to the conditions. But Koivuniemi's the kind of bowler that once he gets used to it, once he finds his line, then he will rack up the big numbers, and that's what Team Europe need from him. Mike Fagan, real classic bowler, this man, and I mean, Cass, I could watch him bowl all day. You can see why he is called the king of swing.
Very high backswing, very smooth follow through, lots of rotation on the ball, and can't quite kick that 10-pin out in the corner. It was a great looking shot and probably deserved 10, but it's the 10-pin in the corner that stood up, so this can only be a spare. But Simon, Mike Fagan is very much the form man. He's won earlier 2 big tournaments in the USA. He's won the US Masters earlier, then travelled to Europe and won the Brunswick Euro Challenge in Paris, which we were fortunate to be there and see. So he really is in top form at the moment.
Yeah, he's ditched the spiky flat top these days, going for a completely different look. And for those of you that haven't seen Mike for a while, it's a bit of a double take. but I can assure you it's him. Well, for Koivuniemi, doesn't have the spiky flat top option these days, but such a classy bowler over the years.
Simon, when I first saw Mika back in about 1997, he actually had a full head of hair and was a bit of a mullet because he had a ponytail as well. But as you say, not these days.
There we go. There we go. That's the line I was talking about. And he's done that very carefully indeed. Just a little adjustment at the line with the feet, and then found a good line on this. I think he's trying to make sure the ball doesn't have to do too much work from that sort of area that he's bowling. And that's come very nicely into the pocket for the strike.
Yes, first blood to Team Europe, the man from Finland.
And Cass, a very different looking shot here in terms of what the ball does for Mike Fagan.
Well, he's playing a totally different part of the lane. Gets the ball still out wide, and oh, go for it! Oh dear, oh dear. A wobbling six spin doesn't go. Now he's playing almost coast to coast, what we say. He's starting way left on the approach with the ball, throwing it out to the right, using the full width of the lane, and getting it to come back. In comparison, Mika is throwing more or less a straight ball down the outside, letting it hook up back to the pocket. This can only be a spare for Fagan, hard and straight.
2 spares in a row, so he stays clean. Through 2 frames, this match is nicely poised. Join us after the break when the action continues from the 888 Poker Weber Cup 13.